What's going on, guys? My name is Marcel Flores. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Dapper Street, and welcome Nathan.
What's going on, guys?
One of my best friends from down under. He's here to talk to me, us, you guys.
Just to everyone.
To everybody involved about fashion for athletic guys. I want to let you take the floor, introduce yourself really quick for those of you that don't know him.
Nathan McCallum. I also am on YouTube. You can check me out somewhere in the link down below. I started in fashion, transferred towards fitness, and along the way had to learn how to adapt my style for a bigger, more athletic build. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how I've gone on that journey and what I keep in mind while shopping now.
And I'm going to jump right in with the first most basic but still very big question. What is something you look out for when you're in a store shopping?
I tend to shop by statement pieces, so I'm not necessarily looking for an entire outfit. I find my core basics and then go from there. So basic well-fitting clothes is essential, and then I find like a statement piece from there that I want to add in, but it is all about fit and what's going to flatter you in the right ways without, for me personally, without showing off that bigger build. I like to hide it a little bit, and it's a nice surprise when you take it off.
Yeah, hey. So when you say you have your basics first, let's talk about basics. Where do you find yourself shop a lot? And how did you find those stores? What was the trial process? Have you tried some brands online that are catering to more athletic guys? Or
I tend to mix up. I don't have one brand I shop at. Uniqlo is a big one for me. I find basic tees, they're amazing. They fit really well.
All of us, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I tend to go for things that aren't quite as tight as maybe I would have when I was a bit smaller. I tend to wear things a little bit more oversized now, but it really does depend on the season, the weather. I dress for weather appropriate. So for me, it goes about comfort over everything else. I need movement and comfort. So it depends on the piece from there.
When Nathan says when he was smaller, he wasn't a bit smaller. Nathan legit was like me when I was 17, 18, like a skinny boy.
Yeah.
And then you just put on mad size. So you've really gone through that entire process of having to adjust.
Adjust along the way, exactly, and learn things that turns out I didn't look good in after a while.
Right.
So I had to work my way around that. My style had to evolve with it, which I think is a really nice thing though, evolving your style naturally based on both size but also aesthetic.
Cool. So speaking of statement pieces, you brought in a few pieces today that you're gonna point a few things out with.
Yeah.
So how about we start with what you got on trend, animal print, fall winter 2019 men's fashion trends.
So I've always been a big fan of animal print. So it worked, it's on trend
Yeah,
now.
right.
So maybe I was out of trend beforehand. But for me, it's actually about the fit of the shirt. I love the print, but I like to go with more of a slouchy fit when I'm going in shirting, particularly button-up shirting. I'm going back home in Australia, which is coming into summer. We're just ending summer here, so this is kind of appropriate. For me, it's about sleeves that are a little bit bigger because they sit tight around my arms.
Right.
Shoulders is something that I try to sit over. I find if you get the seams too high up, your shoulders look too bulbous and you look like you're trying to show off. So by sliding down a little bit,
that advice is again true for a guy of any size. That's what you want to look for when you go shopping. You got to make sure that the shoulder seam is where your shoulder ends. If it comes in tight, it's going to look a little bit off whether you're big or not.
100%.
Right.
And then I like loose flowing clothes. I like something I can move in. I like to move like this. So, but yeah, for me, it's something that's a lightweight material that's nice and flowy that I can kind of fit around and move comfortably. If it's too structured and too fitted with having back muscles and a chest, I find the buttons don't sit the same way they should. They kind of pop open a little bit. So I need to it fits a bit bigger up top.
Cool. This is from where and what size?
I'm wearing All Saints and this is a large right now.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up.
Next step, so you know me personally, I'm a big fan of heavy metal. I love my vintage tees and I've found that that's somewhere my style has tended to go towards vintage clothing because a lot of it is a bigger oversized fit.
Right.
It's been worn and washed. So I shop thrift stores all the time to find vintage pieces. The band tee is something I love. This one here's a cutoff, but I also find a lot of normal band tees having a bit longer sleeves, sits out a little bit more, a bit more oversized. I also tuck in a lot, and that's a really big thing for a styling point, is tapering into the waist a little bit. It's more flattering rather than having everything being real big and boxy. Have that little tuck in the waist, you'll have a bit more of a flattering fit.
Right. The point being that your shoulders are pretty wide, so you need the size, but not all the garments are tapered like you are.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, yes. I've been tailored.
So, you tailor yourself real well, my friend. So that military tuck, not as we often refer to it for the pants, but
for the waist.
For the waist.
And that goes the same for t-shirts. I'll wear it with anything, any sort of style sometimes. The other thing with that is also with pants. Sometimes I never go too skinny. With my denim here, I've got two options here. I've got a skinnier fit, but in a really stretched denim. But then I've got something that's a little bit looser up top. It's a bit more flattering. It makes me look less like an ice cream cone.
Okay.
Because you can look that way when you're very top heavy. There's,
Right.
you know, that big taper. I try and make sure it's more like an hourglass figure. It's more flattering, so.
Fair enough. So where did you find the stretch skinny jeans?
I found them for a few brands. The black one's here by New Denim. It's Australian denim label.
NU?
Yeah, N-E-U-W.
N-E-U-W. Oh, no, yeah.
I may have made that up.
We'll put it on the screen for you guys.
That one, yeah, N-E-U-W. The other one's is Zara. Zara actually does decent fitting jeans. I often wear like a carrot fit or a taper because it fits my quads, but then tapers in towards the ankle a little bit more. I also am a big fan of raw hems. I find that that at the end, if I cuff up, it has that kind of a cool edgy look, which I really like. And then I mix up my footwear with it, either going for like a boot in a nice structure or Vans, or like I've got loafers here, which I like to style with.
Awesome. And the raw hem also saves you a couple bucks instead of running to the tailor, time and money, because you don't run to the tailor, you can literally just cut them off yourself, throw them in the wash, make sure that raw hem really like wears in nicely.
Yeah.
And also, I really want to talk about the windbreaker. Because I was with you when you bought it. We were just shopping in LA, so I want to know about it.
So for an athletic guy, I think active wear can have a bad rap, it being just in gym clothes all the way. Whereas I think of it more of athleisure, like a really styled gym wear, and that's something that I think guys can pay attention to a bit more. So having those like statement pieces, you've got your basic like joggers, you got your fitted tees, whatever it is, or like a cutoff or a tank. But I find like a statement piece, like a bomber or a windbreaker, can really break it up, and you can still keep it looking very cool while still being like an active outfit.
Right.
So for me, this one here by ACG is amazing. I'm sponsored by Gymshark, so I should keep it on that one. All my basics are always that, but I like to have like a stylish outerwear piece, so that's the one I picked up this trip.
Nice.
While shopping.
Well, yeah, athleisure obviously is a big movement in men's fashion, has been since you can wear sneakers with a suit now.
Absolutely.
And it's not even a movement anymore, it's part of men's fashion now. It's literally just a new style that's just...
It's common.
It's not something... is the word I'm looking for.
Great word. Yeah.
I know words. Lastly, let me talk a little bit about your style.
Yeah.
From an outsider's view. I know that his style might not be the most mass appropriate.
It's a bit more unique.
Right. Which, if you love it, amazing. Follow him on Instagram. Check out his YouTube because there's a bunch going on there. And that's what I'm alluding to with the last piece. But a lot of the pieces of advice that you're hearing here today are applying to guys of any size. And then you can also apply to a more simple outfit, like a basic jeans and t-shirts outfit.
That's exactly it. Starting with those basics. Everything starts in basics for me, which anyone can wear. I personally like to have a few statement pieces in there, but you can keep it basic. A basic white tee and a good fitting jeans is always giving you a good outfit. Right. Easy. Agreed. So then, good fitting jeans to the white legged pants. So something I found a few seasons ago was that, as I said, I tuck my t-shirts in, but wearing a more of a pleated pant that was a little bit wider leg, I actually found really flattering. And every time I wore them, I got a lot of compliments from people because it hid the bulk of my legs, but still kept that nice taper through the waist. It was a flattering look, and that's become like a staple in my wardrobe. You don't have to have like as wide as I do or pleated, but I think that slightly more relaxed fit is very on trend. It's a bit more edgy than some people would be used to, but for me personally, I love it. I wear that from anything from like a pair of Vans to loafers, to dress it up, to dress it down. I can wear a dress shirt with it and still make it look like a really nice outfit. So cool. So to bring it a little bit full circle, now if you train and you keep growing, how do you manage that as a last note before we wrap up? Do you think about, okay, I don't want to buy something too expensive because I know the next 3 months I'll be bulking, and then or is that something that plays into it, or you just kind of play it by ear? I'm never going to be much bigger than I am. Okay. I've got to a point now where if I get any bigger than I am, I'll look to like a bodybuilder. Right. I like to still be like a functional human. So, but I have had to adapt as I've gone because, as you said, I put on 30-something pounds in the last couple of years of muscle. So my style has changed a little bit, but I still have, the big thing for me is jeans. Jeans, my style, I don't fit any of my old denim, but a lot of my tops, because they are a little bit bigger and a bit more worn in, I can still get away with them. I guess I don't spend on like high end as much as I maybe would have before. I go for more practical, as I said, Uniqlo's a killer. It's not too expensive, I can still wear it, and then after a season, if I've grown out of it, it's not a huge problem. Right. At the same time, also a lot of the designer pieces and really high end are also tailored and fit for a very slender runway type of aesthetic. So yeah, and that's also something that hasn't, my style has stepped away from that a little bit. I still like my designer shoes because they're a statement and that's like kind of consistent in my size. My feet aren't getting any bigger, but I also don't look at runway in the same way because it's just, it doesn't flatter me the same way. I dress for my build now. Yeah, fair enough. Cool, which anybody and everybody should do. Dress, know yourself, know what your style is, what you're comfortable with, what you want to express. Yeah. And before we wrap up, Nathan and I, you may know this, did a thrift challenge on my channel not too long ago. We did. There's a part 2 of that,
on his channel now. So you guys check that out. The link is down below. Last time I'm pretty sure you won.
I mean, I'm comfortably, I'd say.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw it in your face, but
pretty rude. Brother, thank you so much for popping on by. You guys, please let any additional questions down below. Like I said, follow him on Instagram and YouTube, because if you're that type of build, that's where you're gonna get a lot of inspiration. And that about wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon with the next video. Until then, stay dapper. Bye guys.